Greetings, friends and fellow cigar box guitar enthusiasts. Del Puckett here with a cigar box guitar. This is the Plasticaster, the reticle box. And I wanted to show you some of the flaws that are built into this thing here. So let me just show you that here real quick, and then I'll show you some jams. Let me start off by saying there's no such thing as a perfect cigar box guitar necessarily. They all have inherent flaws, and that's kind of the beauty of the thing, is that they're unique and one of a kind. That being said, they're all perfect in their own ways. But when I talk about flaws, I want to be careful, because what might be considered flaws are actually what make this guitar infinitely special, in my opinion. So first off, notice the gap between the top of the fretboard and the top string as compared to the gap between this string and the edge of the fretboard. See this gap right here where my finger is? See how the strings are not centered on the fretboard? In other words, this gap right here is really shallow, whereas this one's really wide. Okay, so that was not by design, that was just kind of an accident, okay? But since that is the case, I have a lot of wiggle room here, and not so much here. I can wiggle down if I want to. I'm not going to wiggle up because I'll fall off. But I've got plenty of wiggle room down here. So what turned out to be like a mistake, I've actually grown to really love. And you can actually see, compared to this dot and this dot, how that string is definitely on the top side there. And it all has to do with the position of this guy, which I thought it was right, but for some reason it didn't translate. So that's the first thing. The second thing is going to be hard for you to see here, but this neck is severely warped. And when I say warped, this is like not even, it's like worse than a propeller. It goes up on the back here like this, and then it kind of goes this way up here this way. So it's kind of a diagonal warp. It goes up here and then up here. It's hard to, if in person, trust me, you'd be able to see it like right off the bat. You'd be like, dang, dude, that's really messed up. But yeah, this part here goes that way. Yeah, I know it's hard to see. But when I look at it and I sight it, there's this diagonal contour wave. But that does not hurt the action at all. I have no buzz all the way up, and really low action way up here at the top. Look how low that action is. This is like butter. So, and then I have a little bit higher action here on this string. So I can attack this high string and not get buzz. So what turned out to be a flaw, dude, is like freaking amazing. Oh my gosh, this guitar is just like butter in your hands. And I owe it to the fact that there's this curvature in the neck plane. Go figure, dude. Seriously, I have no idea why. The other thing is this box is really noisy and creaky, right? So it opens up, and even when it's closed, it makes these rattling sounds, like it's constantly like squeaking and popping. And again, that's if I play on the piezo, you'll really hear it. But if I play on the pickup here, you don't hear it as much. Obviously, acoustically, you can hear it. So not only is it noisy and bangy and rattly and junking sound, but that's part of the character and the voice of this guitar. Here, another little weird thing here is that notice how I obviously have a battery here, which means there's no like sharp launching point for this string here. There's kind of this gradual launch here. In fact, if you were to look really close, you'd see that there's a whole bunch of surface area here that this battery, because this string is actually pushed down and is indented into the battery somewhat. So there's no sharp point here. Like if there was a fret here, would it be just like a launching, a sharp point where it launches off? You'd get a lot more treble sound. But because this is kind of a gradual launch here, because of the curvature of the battery and because it's kind of sunk in and it's a little bit papery, you get kind of a muted tone. It's almost the same sound that you get whenever you palm mute here and get that rubbering sound. I get that sound automatically just with the battery, as opposed to if it was a sharp edge saddle there. So again, it's the inherent voice in this guitar that makes this guitar special. So now I wanted to I'm going to set the guitar down and I'm going to pick up the phone and I'm going to go over it so you can see the details of all the intricacies of what I got going on inside of this thing. So there's a flyover from the outside, and notice these stickers. Those stickers are actually those little computer stickers, but on the inside. So you're seeing what this is here is the back side of the sticker, and it looks like circuitry. So this one here does have the psycho knob there, and I'll let you hear what it sounds like here in a little bit. But then I have the same kind of stickers, but on the inside, facing this way. So there's layer upon layer of different stickers. And of course I have the spring, and I'm wearing off the paint there on the pickup, and I'm actually digging holes in the fretboard. And that's just from my playing style, which is attack. And you can see the spring on this side. So I have two different sizes of springs. I have a big thick spring here and a skinnier, longer spring here. One big sound hole in the middle. A hinge. And then more stickers on the inside. Here's just a three-way switch. So that is the box, and I'll show you the inside. The neck is a walnut neck, and they put these little baby blue buttons for the position markers just because I had them and I thought they were cool at the time. This is a 25-inch scale neck, which I don't make many of these larger scale necks anymore. I've just gotten comfortable and accustomed to the 23-inch and 24-inch scale, even the 19-inch. So I will show you the insides. So here's the inside. You can see right off the bat there's this block, and that was because the original piece of wood, the neck wood, was too short. Didn't fit the box. You can see the springs. I got the long narrow on the top and then the short fat on the bottom. There's the battery connect for the psycho knob. And there's those stickers I was telling you about. This is the front side of the sticker where you can see the back side from the other side. There's the volume control, the jack, there's the psycho knob, and I have a hole drilled in for the wire to go through to the switch. And then of course stickers on this side. Eventually they'll all be strategically covered up. But notice this wood here. This is walnut that has been polished by years of playing it. definitely one of my most inspirational instruments, mainly because of this guy here. I can get a nice clean sound. So, and of course, the piezo, spank me. You can hear those springs big time when you open it up. All right, so there you have it, folks. One of my favorite all-time 3-string cigar box guitars, which is not a cigar box guitar at all.